Welcome back to Titleholder Talks with Emily. I'm so excited for today's episode because I get to talk to another one of my class of 2024 sister queens. This podcast is all about sharing these stories and experiences of title holders within the Miss America opportunity, and I cannot wait to share these stories and experiences that the guest has to share with us today. See you when she joins! Hi, everyone. So I'm here with another very special guest. I'm so excited to have her on today. Annika, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, so my name is Annika Schneider. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm Miss North Carolina's teen.
Yay! So excited to have you on. So
Thank
kind
you.
of to jump right into these questions that I have for you today. First and foremost, how did you get your start into pageantry and in the Miss America opportunity?
Okay, so I started whenever I was like 5 or 6. I was a Carolina princess at the local level, and then whenever the junior pageant system was around, I did that. So Miss America used to have like a junior pageant system where there were like little miss titles and junior miss and things like that. And it was basically a way for younger girls to compete. So I started doing that, but also being a Carolina princess and being mentored by former Miss North Carolina's teens. So that was a really great experience and pushed me to want to be those people that I looked up to when I was younger.
I absolutely love that. We share a similar experience because I was also a Connecticut princess when it was still called the Princess Program, and I worked with
Hmm.
the mentors in the organization. It was so awesome. So we have a little bit of a similar start into the Miss America opportunity, which I love. I love hearing how people got started, and being a princess is pretty cool to share an experience with.
Yeah, definitely.
So my next question to kind of dive straight into all of the work that you've been doing so far, tell us a little bit about your CSI and how you kind of started it.
Yeah, so during the COVID-19 pandemic, which I'm sure most of us suffered from, I was in quarantine a lot. I'm very extroverted, very social person, so I love being around people. So not being around people was really hard for me, and it was just a really hard time in my life. I was a freshman in high school, and then also a sophomore in high school whenever I was still kind of in shutdown. So it was very hard for me to transition into being into high school and not having that social life that I loved. So I began like being very anxious, depressed, things like that. And then I started reading. And once I started reading, I was able to kind of escape the reality that we were all living in and fell in love with reading, which I hadn't had a love of reading since I was a child. So I had been without it for a very long time. I saw my mom and my grandmother constantly reading books, and I was like, okay, like maybe I need to try it. So I did, and I started to feel much better mentally. And I also just wanted to expand my vocabulary. So it also just gave me a lot of academic benefits as well. And so then once I realized kind of all the things that Read With Me or reading had done for me, I created Read With Me, which is my community service initiative. And I have done so much with that. I used to host Storytime Sundays on Facebook Live where I would just read and kids would watch it. I've held a bunch of bookmark contests and book drives, been to a bunch of different schools, reading to kids, connecting with them, showing them that reading is fun but has so many benefits for them, just aside from school and different things. So it's been an incredible journey, and Read With Me has been around for almost 3 years now. So it's super special.
Absolutely love to hear that you are also a reading and book lover. I too love to read, whether it's on my iBooks on my phone or a paperback or a hardcover. I absolutely love reading, and getting to share that kind of love with children is so, so special. And I love to see you doing that. So, you've been crowned for a couple months now, but what was it like to be crowned as Hanley's successor right after her big win at Miss America's Teen?
It was really crazy. I did not expect it to happen to me at all. I never thought that they would pass it down to third runner up, and I fully expected the first runner up to take it as well. Right after Hanley won, my the first runner up and myself were very close, so I texted her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're the next Miss North Carolina teen," and she was like, no, you are." So it was very funny. and crazy, but I was so, so excited because I never thought that I was going to get the opportunity to be a teen title holder again. After states in June, I had aged out. So I was going to be a miss this season. And I thought about competing, but I was like, no, I'm just going to wait. Like, it's my first year in college, everything like that. So thought that the teen door was kind of shut for me, and then God opened it right back up. So I was just very thankful, humbled, and just very grateful for his timing and his plan because it was much greater than anything that I could have ever imagined.
For sure, for sure. And I love hearing you talk about God's plan because God's timing is always the best timing and it's always the right timing. So, for you and for me both, it's been absolutely wonderful. So, you mentioned that you were a freshman in college. I too am a freshman in college, so I'm sure we share similar experiences there. So, why don't you tell us what you've been up to and how you've been using your scholarship dollars?
Yes, so I do have a little bit over $5,000 in cash scholarships, and then I did earn a $2,000 in-kind scholarship to Pfeiffer, which is the university that I go to. So currently I am using that scholarship, but I'm saving my cash scholarships for my master's degree. I do want to pursue a master's degree, possibly in business or healthcare administration. Ultimately, I want to manage hospitals. So I'm not really sure whether I'll get like the specific MHA or whether I'll go for like a broader degree such as an MBA. But my undergrad is going to be in business management and leadership. I've been super involved on campus with Fellowship of Christian Athletes, campus activities board, student athletic advisory committee, literally anything that you can imagine, I'm basically involved in. I also give tours here. I'm on the cheer and dance team. So I do a lot of different things on campus, and I've been very fortunate to have a lot of scholarship money just through my academic accomplishments. I actually received a full tuition scholarship to Pfeiffer just from my academics. So that helped immensely. And I believe that the Miss America opportunity prioritizes academics as well. So it's something that's super important to our organization, but also me, and allowed me to come to college, be debt free, have a very minimal bill to pay. All I pay for is my room and board. So that's a super nice privilege, honor, and just accomplishment that I have.
For sure, for sure. And it's always nice to hear how involved people are getting on campus. It's great that you are, again, not only very involved on campus, as you just stated, but also being Miss North Carolina's teen, you're very busy. So to be able to manage that busy schedule is a very awesome life lesson to learn. And I'm glad that you and me both and a couple of other girls in our class are going through it at the same time so we can kind of help each other out in that respect.
Oh, yeah.
So, what was your favorite memory that you were able to make at your state competition this past year?
Oh, that's a really good one. I loved spending time with my local organization. I was with the Miss Queen City Metrolina organization. I was Miss Metrolina's teen, and I did not think that I was gonna like having like a bigger organization with like, another sister queen that's my age where we're like competing against each other. Never thought that I would like it. My first local title, I was by myself with my miss. That was it. And so then I wanted to compete at Queen City Metrolina because I respected their organization. They have a great legacy in North Carolina. And so I was like, you know what? Like, we'll just see how it goes. And my sister queen and I, we had competed at states together the year prior, but we didn't really get to talk or, get to know each other very well. So I was like, oh, okay, like, we'll see how this goes. And it was absolutely amazing. We have an amazing family that we still keep to this day. We're very, very close with each other. My miss now is in Wyoming with her boyfriend. She has a job down there, and so does he, but we still keep in contact a bunch. And then my two other sister queens, they have titles for this upcoming season. And every event that we're at, we make sure to say, hey, our moms absolutely love each other. So the family that we built and the time that we spent together, and Carrie, that was my sister queen that was a teen, we had such a great bond at States. And I wasn't expecting that because you are competing against each other and it is such a high stress environment. But we had the best time together, the best talks, and she was really a great person for me to rely on and be able to like share, what I'm feeling with like authentically and truthfully, because it is just such a high stress environment and you never know. And we did have 42 people in our class. So it was a lot of girls, and she was that one person that I could go to. So that was an amazing memory.
That's awesome. I love hearing all the stories about State Week, but also getting to hear about how you grew closer to your sisters. I know not only did I get to experience that at States, but also at Nationals. And hey, you never know, you may be able to go as a miss and get another experience like that, which again is so, so awesome. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit and
Okay.
so, what is your favorite phase of competition and why is that your favorite phase?
Evening gown. No one ever says evening gown, but it is my favorite. It's the least stress in my opinion, and I have felt good in all the evening gowns I have worn on stage. It's by far my favorite. I feel like it's very stress-free for me. Interview and talent, I put a lot of pressure on myself. Those are the biggest categories score-wise. And traditionally, we have the new scoring system, so interview is bigger than talent. But I have always struggled with having a lot of stress in those phases. So evening gown was always my time to just like debrief and just strut my stuff on stage and know that my dress was perfect, that my hair was perfect, that everything was just how it was supposed to be.
Absolutely love that. I actually just talked to Miss Utah's teen a little bit earlier, and she said that evening gown was tied as one of her favorite phases of competition. So you are
I love
not the only one. So
that.
I love
I love.
all the phases. So evening gown is just it makes you feel elegant and it makes you feel beautiful. So I absolutely
Yes.
agree with you on that.
The
100.
glamour.
Yes. Yes, for sure. So keeping on the topic of favorites, what is your favorite point of the crown and why is that your favorite point?
Service, hands down. I have always loved the service aspect of the Miss America opportunity. That's what I loved as a little kid. I was always going around to different adoption centers, different just communities. We always like served at Applebee's sometimes, like did different stuff like that where we were just giving back to our community and, raising funds for different things. And as a local title holder and as a state title holder, I've really prioritized that to kind of give the most of myself that I can to my community. I've really been able to do that recently with my Teen of Impact campaign, and I was able to raise over $2,200 for the American Heart Association. So, giving back in that way, being able to help women specifically in cardiovascular research is really important to me. And then, of course, with Read With Me being in schools all the time and getting to share my love and my heart with them for reading is really important. So, service always. I will be serving my community till I'm very, very old and can't anymore.
Love to hear that you're ready to keep the service going post Miss North Carolina's teen and post your Miss America journey. Absolutely love that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
We gotta make sure.
all of the student organizations that I'm in are student serving. So, especially with Campus Activities Board, we are a student serving organization. We want to make sure that the students have activities to do, that they're having fun, that they feel welcomed and they can find a community in Pfeiffer through our campus activities. So, everything in my life, whether it's Miss America related or not, is kind of oriented around service. My dad's a police officer, my mom's a teacher. So, those are very servant-like jobs, and I hope to do the same throughout my life.
Yes, for sure. My mom is also a teacher, so I learned what service was at a very young age. So, keeping up with the connections, girl. We're very intertwined here.
Yes.
So, what has been your most favorite moment as Miss North Carolina's teen so far?
I think just being in the schools, it has been such an amazing experience to go as Miss North Carolina's teen and just to be able to tell them that I'm Miss North Carolina's teen because it's been a goal that I've worked towards for so long and to finally see the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears that I poured into it finally pay off and just give me the different opportunities that I've had has been so special. Also, getting to meet my illustrator of my book and seeing my book kind of come to life has been absolutely amazing. It's been such a goal for me for such a long time, and I never thought that it would actually happen because I truthfully didn't really have the resources to do so for a while. But having this platform, having the resources now has been absolutely incredible. And then being at the local competitions, being able to visit as Miss North Carolina's teen and talk to the candidates or delegates backstage has been very, very rewarding as well because I've just been able to be there, be a friend, be that person that I always wanted someone to be for me. So, kind of exemplifying role model behavior and being a friend to everyone at the local level and state level has been really just very special to me. Every experience has been incredible every time I put the crown and sash on. And even when I don't, I feel incredible and just so grateful. So, every moment has been amazing, but those are a few favorites.
The Miss America opportunity always does a very great job at making you feel special, whether you're wearing the crown and sash or whether you're just going out into the community and getting your hands dirty. So, getting to hear that story and those experiences from you is just absolutely wonderful. So, you mentioned that you were in the process of writing a book and meeting your illustrator. So, that kind of jumps me into our next question, which is what have you been able to accomplish, with your title of Miss North Carolina's teen so far?
Yes, so my book is a huge one because I've done so much work with my community service initiative that there weren't many goals left. It was kind of keeping up with what I had already been doing, and then the book was kind of the ultimate goal that I wanted to accomplish. So it is written, it is being illustrated as we speak, and then will be published hopefully in June or July, which I'm so, so excited for. Then, like the Teen of Impact things that I mentioned earlier, raising over $2,000 for the American Heart Association has been a huge accomplishment for me. I didn't think that I was going to be able to raise that much money, and when I did, it was definitely very rewarding, and I was very thankful that people were able to pitch into such an important cause because cardiovascular disease is unfortunately the #1 killer of women in the United States. Lastly, my connection with Puerto Rico has probably been the most near and dear accomplishment to my heart. I love the Miss Puerto Rico organization. I love Puerto Rico. I'm half Puerto Rican. My mom is full Puerto Rican, and my grandparents grew up there, got married there. I want to get married there one day. Like, I love Puerto Rico, and being able to build that connection with them that they probably would not have had in North Carolina if I hadn't been in this position was incredibly rewarding. I'll be going there in July for their competition, and I will actually be the mistress of ceremonies of their benefit gala. So my connection with them is just so, so special to me. They make me feel like absolute royalty, and I love them so, so much. I'm so excited. Buy your tickets to Miss Puerto Rico as soon as possible because it's going to be incredible.
That is absolutely awesome. I love getting to hear all of the stuff that you're up to, and even hearing that you're going to be going to the Miss Puerto Rico and Miss Puerto Rico's teen competition, the first one that's happening in several years, is I'm mind blown. I'm so excited for you, and I cannot wait to see
Ew.
everything that you're going to do with their organization at their competition. And that actually brings us to our last question. It was a nice segue.
Yeah.
So, since state competitions are happening, there's already been 6 teens crowned in the new Miss America's teen class, which is wild. So, since these state competitions are happening and locals are starting to kind of run up and start up again, what is one piece of advice or multiple pieces of advice that you have that you can give to any of the girls who are currently preparing for their state or local competitions?
I would say be your most authentic self. This is what I told our title holders at our work weekend workshop, where they were able to kind of hear from me, Miss North Carolina, and also Hanley. And so we were able to give our wisdom and advice. And that was my biggest piece of advice. Be your most authentic self. That's what I did this past state competition round. And even though I wasn't crowned at states, I was very happy with the package that I laid out for the judges. I was happy that I displayed my most authentic self because I realized If it's not me, that is completely okay because I was truly me. And so I'm proud of myself that I didn't put up a front or be someone that I wasn't or show them anything that wasn't real and authentic to me, because then I would have not been happy with myself. So being able to walk away being content and happy with how I did, and being able to just transition to a next chapter of life and be like, you know what, it wasn't my year, it wasn't my timing. I was completely okay with that. And I truly believe that if you present your authentic self, if you truly work hard and accomplish all your goals that you want to before states, and have other goals that aren't just the crown, you'll be completely happy with yourself. If you want to do great in interview because you struggle with interview and then you come out being very happy with your interview, but you don't walk away with the crown, you're still going to be proud of yourself for something. So those are my two greatest pieces of advice, but mostly just be your authentic self. You're going to be much happier when you look in the mirror the next day than if you're not your most authentic self. And then you're like, well, what if I would have presented my most authentic self and been who I truly am? Would they have liked that better? So you want to leave with no regrets. And I think you can do that by being you.
What wonderful pieces of advice. And I hope all of the people, including all the girls that are watching this, that may be preparing for a competition in any different organization that is watching, takes that advice, because that's a really, really good one. And I definitely agree with that 100%.
Yes.
That brings us to the end of the podcast interview. Thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun.
Thank you so much. I was so happy to be a part of it. I can't wait to see you so soon. I'm so excited.
I know, I cannot wait to finally meet you. For those who don't know, I will be going to North Carolina in a little over a month to Hanley's Miss America's Teen Homecoming, and I get to meet Annika, and I'm so excited because then I finally will have met all of my Miss America's Teen Class of 24 sisters. So
Yes.
excited.
NC girl. I'm so excited.
Me too. Thank you once more for hopping on with me. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and see you soon.
Yay, thank you so much.
Well, that was the third episode of Titleholder Talks with Emily. I hope you enjoyed getting to hear all of Annika's stories and experiences as Miss North Carolina's Teen 2023. This podcast will be live on Spotify and YouTube at Titleholder Talks with Emily, and I also will be posting clips from these interviews on my Instagram at Miss America's Teen CT. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one.